Previously on Dark Souls. It's not like we're taking first name. One shot. We got a one shot baby tonight. And so the journey continues. This video is sponsored by Christoph Ray. For excellent polyhargans, check the link in the description below for some of his works. What's up, y'all? Boogie Knight here, and welcome back to the Lorethrough. I know it has been a very long time, probably at least a month, if not longer, since I've done a video of Dark Souls, talking about the lore and whatnot. I assure you it's not left for naught. I have spent some time doing some leveling, pumping some souls, as well as doing some lore dives. So right now you can see that my build is a little bit different as I'm rocking the Zweihander. I actually do want to take it back, but I do want to show you we've got a +8 on the Zweihander. Obviously the battle axe is still a +10, so we're going to switch that back. Why do I not put the Zweihander in the other slot? Quite simply because it'll put me over my endurance limit, and as a result I'll be fat rolling. Stone armor is still looking okay. I haven't upgraded it yet. I need some kind of other form of Titanite other than what I already have to reinforce it, but that's okay. Now, level-wise, we are currently now a level 60. We were a 58 when we were in the last video. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to deviate again. I am not going to go back to New Londo because I kind of want to level up a little bit more. And I'm not quite ready to take on Artorias again. I want to get my Zweihander into a +10 before we do that. But the reason we have the axe is because we're going to diverge going down to the Catacombs. This was partially inspired by Franosaurus Rex going down to the Catacombs. And there's also some lore I do want to talk about involving that as I continue to study more from the Designworks booklet, questions with EMB, Vatividya, and other hardcore Dark Souls players. I feel like this is going to shed some more light on it. Before we do that, let's just see if there's anything that our hub characters want to tell us. So we start with Onion Bro.
There you are. I'll be heading down below shortly.
Okay.
There's nothing worthwhile up above. No worries. Adventuring is my life. I'm prepared for the worst.
Okay, what he just said, let's revisit this for 1 second. I want you to pay attention to one nugget of dialogue.
There you are. I'll be heading. There's nothing worthwhile up above.
There's nothing worthwhile up above. Now, when characters hollow, a sure sign that they're getting ready to hollow is because they lose any sense of purpose. Now, in the past couple of times, that is Sen's Fortress, the first part, opening the gate. Obviously missing the second part of him in Sen's Fortress, but then helping him in Anor Londo. Notice when he says there's nothing left up here. He is so tied to his purpose of adventuring that the number of times we've helped him, he is running the risk of hollowing. There's definitely a little bit of backhandedness to him. Yeah, I hear you, friend. We'll talk to you in a second. Let's talk to Laurentius.
Oh, hello there. I'm pleased to see you safe, as always. If you provide the materials, I can teach you pyromancy. Oh,
and we did actually...
Goodbye then. Be safe, friend.
Actually, I do want to switch that over quickly. I do want to switch the pyromancy flame back over because we did up it to... yeah. We did actually up it to a +4, I want to say. There it is. Yeah, +4. Obviously, we can't really do much without upping our achievement, but I think it's too little too late to save that. We got Logan and Griggs. Let's talk to them.
Oh, hello again. I was waiting to tell you. Master Logan has returned, and he tells me that he has you to thank. Well, we are both in your debt now. Thank you, sincerely. He's just over there. Go along and have a chat.
And Griggs? What about you, Logan? What you got?
Hello there. I was expecting you. As promised, I will share my sorceries. I'm afraid that you are unable to do the basic framework, you see. Oh, do not fret. Don't fret.
Now, the reason we don't have is because our faith is not high enough. Now, obviously, but here's the thing, too, is Since pyromancy is different than faith-based things, that gives us the ability. Before we go on down, let's go have a little bit of fun with old, I go give him the 1-2. There we go.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine. Well and wide awake. Do not treat me like an old withering snake.
I don't know why. I think this demonstrates the brand of humor that FromSoft has. I also realized there was something, actually, there was something inside Blighttown that I largely overlooked, and that was the, what was it called? That water wheel on our escape. Just watch this for a second. That our battle axe is like at full capacity. 2 swipes. Now, the Zweihander, we are actually one-shotting them. So why am I using the axe rather than the Zweihander? Quite simply because when we get down to the Catacombs, it's going to be a little bit tight, and the damage is going to be not so good. So I kind of just want to stick this, and obviously, like I said, because I was experimenting a little bit when I was doing leveling, because I was trying to see exactly what I could, the kind of damages that I was averaging between the Zweihander and the Battle Axe, and I was, with a +8, I was averaging quite a chunk. But in tight spaces, because it's so large in size, it really kind of negates anything. And for those that were wondering, oh hi, how you doing? And for those that were wondering what I did to level, I did something. Oh baby, we just 2-shotted him. I literally went to Anne Orlando and fought the hulking skeletons because they were averaging, I think they average about somewhere between 1,500 and 2,500. So imagine doing that copious amounts of times, and now I think to level up I need 24,000. Anyway, so we're coming down here to the Catacombs, which will eventually lead us into... Okay, we got some heads down there. I'm going to explain that in a second. But this is going to be a dicey situation. You notice that I didn't... I see you down there. There we go. Get those explodies out of the way. Now, you notice that I didn't get any souls from fighting that skeleton, and I want you to keep your eyes on that for a second, because I'm not going to get any souls until we do something very important. Hi. And I'm going to talk about the lore a little bit more. Yeah, that rhymes. Right now we're going to go ahead and lion strat down here for a hot minute. Oh. This is not what I planned. This is a bit of a pickle. Okay, we're gonna... Oh, you sodding. Here we go. This is what we're looking for. The undead mages. Now that we have successfully... Oh, we got a bonfire here, too. Bring it on. Eat it. Let's get our stamina back up in a second. Oh, and another thing I did to level up was I did go... You prick. I did go back to the Undead Asylum and actually did take on the Stray Demon. Okay, so I'm going to rest here quickly, as much as I probably shouldn't, and I'll take on the skeletons again, but that'll give me a chance to explain something quickly. So, you notice that the skeletons were reforming, and that was because we had the Undead Fire Mage that was controlling them. So there are a series of these scattered throughout the Catacombs, and when you do kill the Undead Fire Mage, then the skeletons will stop respawning. But until then, you have to find what their master is. Now, an interesting theory about that is since the Catacombs and the next area past that, the Tomb of the Giants, let's go ahead and open. Before we pull this lever, I actually do want to go on a skeleton clear because I want to show you something quickly. It's the skeleton. There it is. Now, I know before you Lloyds out there say, "Oh, Boogie, you said the skeletons were not going to reform." Well, I mean, these are enemies. This isn't Dark Souls 2 where... Got a scimitar. This isn't an area where the enemies will stop spawning after a certain period of time like Dark Souls 2. Anyway, so I want to show you this quickly. This is an interesting door, and it often procs quite a few fan theories, because you really can't tell if that is possibly Gravelord Nito. You kind of see some semblance of a skeleton, maybe up at the very top. It's extremely vague. Other than that, these runes aren't here. Other fans postulate that maybe that door was sealed because of Velka, the goddess of sin, or possibly even Gwyn. So now the door is open so we can proceed to the next area. And if we're lucky, I don't think I'm going to get too far tonight. I just kind of want to give you an... these things are dangerous. These things will... Well, not these, but you got to be watching out for these statues because they will create a spike trap. Okay, so now we're in the cistern. We got some... Hi. So... A sure way to tell whether these things are controlled or not is, see, once again, I didn't proc any souls. So that is usually... Come on, buddy. Wow. Okay. I think... Go on up here now. Test this quickly. Come on, buddy. Where you be at? Okay, works fine for me. There's an undead fire mage somewhere around here. Obviously. Is that a fog wall? Oh, hi! Okay, so he's over there. So we need to take that galoot down before we can really do any kind of exploring. Oh, come on now. Come on now. Oh, you get... Oh, face my wrath. And, oh god, this was probably a bad idea. Oh, there's an archer somewhere nearby. We're doing okay. So far, we've only had to Estus up once. Now, I did say this was inspired by Fran. I didn't... Red and white round shield. I didn't study her motions. I was just watching her play through, and well, because it's Fran, I like watching her. This wasn't part of the study or anything like that. This was strictly, I'm saying, okay, well, I'm not doing too well in New Londo. I'm obviously getting quite nerfed in Ulasil. We got an archer somewhere. Oh. Somewhere around here. We'll find you. I don't have to worry about you. Oh, psh. That wasn't an archer, but he had a big old sword. I'm not gonna Estus just yet. Just gonna shield up. Got over there. Ooh, hi. Sneaky get. Oh, psh. Insert obligatory, it's a trap here. As the problem with this area is that it's definitely honeycombed. We got a Lucerne. Let's just stop for a second. I think we're gonna okay in the clear now. So let's go ahead and look at the Lucerne and the red and white shield. No, it's display here. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Lucerne. That's not what I want to do either. Hang on. It's been a while. There it is. Halberd with a large, hard, beak-like protrusion inflicts thrust damage. Instead of thrusting like a spear, the wielder of the Lucerne aims to club the head with with its hard beak. Well, that makes sense. Okay, but we don't want you. That does 110 damage. That's not too bad. We were doing 190 here. But I do want to show you something with the Zweihänder really quickly while we're on the subject. Where is it? Well, okay, red and white shield. Let's look at that too. Round wooden shield crafted in Lorethrough, featuring an impressive red and white design. The giant trees in Lorethrough are distant offspring of the great stone arch trees. This shield inherits their properties, and the wood reduces their magic damage. Okay, now I've talked about this in the past, but speaking of the arch trees... Well, hang on. Where's there is the Zweihänder plus 8. Look at that. 234 damage. That's massive. So, it's often... This is an ongoing fan theory about the arch trees, such as the Great Hollow. And when we go down to, eventually to Ash Lake, this is more evidence of it. So there is often speculation. I see you up there. Come to Raven Renegade. Yep. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust, scumbag. Oh, hang on. There's something over there. You're not gonna old bamboozle me too quickly now. Okay, I think we're almost secured. There it is. There's the archer we were looking at. It's all weave and dart back and forth now. That the... gotcha. There is speculation. Large soul of a nameless soldier. Great. I think... Nope. That's another way to go. We're not done yet, though. I want to explore this whole side channel, first of all. Because this area is honeycombed with secret passages. And it's easy to get lost, but I think once we kind of pick up on the logic train, we should be okay. Okay, so, keep getting distracted. Shock right now. It's often been postulated that the arch trees, like the Great Hollow, are considered kind of similar to the world trees, such as Yggdrasil in Norse mythology. Just because when we get down to other areas, you'll see evidence of that, of other arch trees. Now, I don't know of any evidence of those in Dark Souls 2, and I played Dark Souls 2 from start to finish. So, it could be speculation that that's the case, but I don't know entirely. Anyways, okay, so, back to where we are right now, and that is the Catacombs. Now, the Catacombs is adjacent. We can't do anything with this, and... Oh! I hate those Banshee heads. Okay, are we going to... There it is. Come on, buddy. Yeah. Shouldn't you... Hey, you just knocked over the, skeleton for me. Thanks, bud. I see you there. Okay, I think I procced him. Yeah. You didn't... Well, at least I got the souls out of it. Dodge that. Scooch on through. Now, each realm, obviously, now that we've gotten the Lord Vessel, is ruled by... What? Is ruled by one of the four lords, as in... There's no back here I missed? No, we can't cross that spike trail. That's what I thought. Oh... We've got... Oh, you twit. We got another fire mage coming on here somewhere. That should have been evidence. So I think we're just going to go ahead and lion strat until we can... Soul of a Proud Knight. Oh, this was a dangerous spot. I should have done that. I saw the side passage. We're gonna line. We gotta yank this. Hang on. I shouldn't Estus, but I'm going to anyway because we need to keep our health up. Now, by pushing this, that should switch the bridge around. And now we are going to lion strat back over here. And here is... Who's the master? Show enough. No one's gonna get that. Oh. And there's our first death. I think this will be okay for us, though, just because I believe since I've killed the undead fire mage, the skeletons won't reform. So we should be okay getting back to our bloodstain. Yeah, okay, so the undead fire mages should not regen, so I think we're going to be okay taking on the rest of these adds. And this is also a really good place to farm souls. Actually, I do want to look at something quickly. Scimitar. Yeah, I think we can take a breather. Yeah, so my endurance is 24. I do want to get that up to, so we're at a 96 equipment load. I do want to get that to 27, 28. Attunement. I think with attunement, I want to see if I can get 2 or 3 slots so I can up my pyromancy. Strength is at 20. Is going to keep at 30. Dex, I think I want to cap at 25. Resistance, I do want to get somewhere up to maybe 17 or 18. Faith and intelligence, well, that ain't going to happen because, well, I'm a tank. I'm a moron. Okay, so Catacombs. So each area being ruled by a Lord Soul. In which case it's like, you're a little frisky one, ain't you? Okay, I got my souls, so we are okay. Oh, topsy-turvy there for a second. Here we go. And notice that when I got the Lord Vessel, that various... Oh, baby, a double with a red and white shield. That a gate disappeared. We saw it at the entrance to the Duke's Archives. We also saw it in the cutscene. We placed the Lord Vessel on the altar. Now, while from a mechanics standpoint, this could be just speculated that all barriers are down and we have the opportunity to explore other areas, which is all well and good, don't get me wrong, but I feel like there's another force to be dealt with, and that is... Because FromSoft doesn't put stuff in just strictly for limitation purposes. There's usually a modicum of something behind it. Got quite a bit of reach on it. And I feel like Gwyn put these barriers up to protect himself from his fellow lords. Now, obviously, in the case of Izalith, the Witch of Izalith, turning into the Bed of Chaos, that makes sense. And actually, most recently, in a Vati Vidya video that talked about some art of interesting places in the in the Soulsborne universe, actually, one of the entrants made quite an interesting lore but story that ties into Izalith and her transformation to the Bed of Chaos. And we're going to talk more about, obviously, the Witch of Izalith and her transformation into the bed and the birth of demons later on. But in the case of Nito, because we... Come on now. Those little Hydra heads, those Banshee heads. Alright, you'll give me the finishing move. I appreciate that, Banshee. What else we got? Another Scimitar. These things are just rocking and rolling. Did we... yeah, okay, so we took care of all the other Hydra heads. Oh, hi. I want to go falling off after because then that will completely mitigate our bloodstain. We'll just make our bloodstain moot. Okay, cool. So we got our souls back. I'm a little dubious about this area. Exhibit A. What is that? Oh, crystal lizards! Are those crystal lizards? Ah, eat it, sucker. Give me that. Twinkling Titanite and green Titanite shards. Okay. Is there anything else? Can we escape from here? No, we can't. That was just stupid. Oh yeah, that's derp. We have 6 SS because we didn't kindle the bonfire. How much humanity do we have? Let's take a look quickly. Okay, so we got 9 humanity total, but we'll probably, if we can find another bonfire further down, we'll kindle that. But for now, I think we're okay. There we go. So, anyway, keep getting sidetracked. Here's the thing about Nito. First of the Dead, one of the topplers of the everlasting dragons, thanks to his power of death. We have to fall again? I think we might have to. Alright, let's go. Are we... Okay, so we're back here by the cistern? Oh, okay, I see where we are. Just right where he smacked the lever and changed the bridge around. Okay. So we didn't lose too much ground. Give you the wide berth. I believe there's another... Oh, no. Okay, we didn't take any damage thanks to the Hydra. Or the Banshee. I don't know why I want to keep calling him the Hydra head. Oh, you twit. Okay, stopping here to finish this lore drop. So, Nito, First of the Dead, one of the most trusted advisors to Gwyn next to Seat the Scaleless. However, pyromancy is not a miracle, and Nito's magic of the death can be constituted as a miracle. So why is there pyromancy, an artifact of chaos, here in the Catacombs? Now, obviously... Okay, there is an undead fire mage somewhere around here. We got another door. Excuse me now. Where you be at? Oh, you twit. Where are you? We're gonna backtrack really quickly. Oh, don't go. Not in the hutch, not in the hutch. Backtrack. Go, 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 go. Cross the bridge. Let's just de-aggro them for a second. Now, if I can get these guys to go off a cliff, that'll make things a little bit easier. Nope. That's asking too much. God, I'm never going to finish telling this story about Nito. Because that story is Nito! That was just dumb, I apologize. Oh, wait, hang on. We got another staircase down here. Ho ho. We gotta get our bleed damage down. Oh. Ho ho. This is actually not what I was anticipating, but this does unlock something else.
Be gone with you. You spoil my focus.
Well, how you doing? Okay, we got... Where's the bonfire? There's a bonfire somewhere around here. No, there's not! I swear there was a bonfire somewhere. Oh, this sucks. They're gonna break the cycle now. I mean, he could be far enough away from his master. Oh, maybe there's... I could have sworn there was a bonfire somewhere near here. But now I don't have the opportunity to talk about this guy. So I think what I'm going to do, I hate to do it, is I'm just going to homeward bone. But now we know where we need to go. We still have... There we go. Not my first choice. But I could have sworn there was a bonfire there. But I've been wrong before. We've been playing for about... I think we'll play for a few more minutes. First, let me talk about this. Evidence of pyromancy in the Catacombs. Adjacent to the Tomb of the Giants, home of Great Lord Nito. Because the Catacombs have been wrested from Nito's grasp by a Chaos Servant, well, possibly a Chaos Servant, or some kind of creature known as Pinwheel. Pinwheel is the boss of the Catacombs. And that is that's often the fan hypothesis as to why this particular area was sealed off from the rest of Lordran by Gwyn. Not because of Nito, but because Nito's domain had become out of his control. And that is the big thing that you see as an ongoing theme in Dark Souls, is control. There we go. Scimitar. You know what? We're actually going to go back. We are going to kindle the bonfire. I'm going to use some of my precious humanity. I'm just going to go and use one of the twin ones. We had one already, but now we have... Well, whatever. Why do I have 3? That's interesting. I didn't even look at that. Oh well, sod it. We're going to go ahead and reverse hollow, even though we're going to probably just die anyway. And now we have... We can kindle this, and now we can get up to 10 Estus, which we're definitely going to need later on. The turn of the coin is we might get invaded around here. You never know. Let's go ahead and just do a quick repair job. We got plenty of souls. Anyway, so Pinwheel's story is pretty vague, but obviously when we get to fighting him, I'll go into more detail about him. And I'm pretty sure there's... I don't know where the next bonfire is, so we might stop this pretty soon. Or at a stopping point, now that kind of a chunk of the lore has been explained. We'll play for a few more minutes. See how far we can get. We might just wind up looking around and whatnot. And that's okay. That's what I like about Dark Souls, is the ability to get the lay of the land. And eventually you always find your way. And if we were able to take out the... We are going to go back and visit that blacksmith dude that's like, be gone with ye. You like me, lobster boy. Sorry, that was a Lighthouse reference. Interesting movie. Not one of my favorite horror movies, but it's Willem Dafoe, and he's one of my favorite madmen. And I'm not talking about the 60s TV show. Sorry. You okay? I believe there is one more bonfire somewhere around when we got mobbed by the, Hang on, I do want to check something. Oh yeah, I still have the Covetous Gold Serpent Ring on. That explains why I'm proccing so much loot. And that's okay, because I feel like with the skeletons, we don't really have to worry about, damage defense or whatnot. But I do find it interesting that Miyazaki and the developers made the presence of fire, of pyromancy, a thing in Dark Souls, as opposed to... Come on, buddy. Get wrecked. Pyromancy, a thing, as opposed to just, say, maybe, like, death magic, for a lack of a better thing. Like, they didn't create, like, a school of magic to cater towards Nito, First of the Dead. And we're going to run into a few miracles, whoa, hi, in this area. Including, if we can find it, I can't guarantee you that we will, there is a covenant we can join. If I can find the entrance, I'll show you the covenant. But like I said, I don't want to join it because that'll nerf my standing in the Forest Hunter. Drop these guys out. I feel like the safest way to... Actually, I wonder if we couldn't go to that bonfire was because the skeletons followed me down there, and they were going to keep proccing. It could be the case, I don't know. But our first order of business is to find the undead fire mage and send him back to the abyss. Boogie has mentioned the abyss again, but he still hasn't gotten around to fighting Artorias. Void! I'm getting there. Hang on. This is a bad idea. I keep forgetting. I need to get this bleed. Oh, you idiot. Oh, we're about to... Damn it. Yeah, we're about to lose it. Oh yeah, I'm dead. 10,000 souls down the drain. I think this is probably as good of a place as I need to stop then. I've been playing for about 40 minutes or so. So this is the Catacombs in the beginning. Next episode, I hope to regain my bloodstain, get the 10,000 souls back. But like, as you can see, the souls all rack up down here. And then as we go further, Pinwheel there are a couple of interesting drops, one from Pinwheel, one from the Undead Fire Mage, and this will unlock some more possibilities as we get further into the Tomb of the Giants and the lore behind Nito. So I apologize if this wasn't too lore-heavy as it tends to be. I'm going to be doing some more studies on that. The Design Works book doesn't really say too much about the Catacombs in general, and as far as I can tell, until we get further into the Tomb of the Giants, it really doesn't tell us much about Nito as well. So we'll save that for another day, but hopefully y'all like it. I've continue to enjoy this so far. I know I am. But the big thing too is, you know, my opinion doesn't just matter, yours does as well. So please let me know what you guys think in the comments below. How would you handle the skeletons, the insane skeletons? Some tips or tricks or strats. Any kind of more lore that you would like to share, or any more lore that you'd like to know about. Let me know in the comments below. I do read every comment, and I try to reply to every comment. Also, of course, a big thank you to Christoph Ray for being a sponsor of the Boogie Night Project. If you like low-poly horror games with an emphasis on character development, storyline, atmosphere, ambience, everything like that, creep factor, links in the description below as well. I guarantee you won't be let down. So, of course, with that being said, before I call it a night, if you like the Boogie Night Project and you want to find out more, I do have a Twitter page as well as a public Discord channel, and links to both those are in the description below, as well as a link to my temporarily defunct Twitch page. And if you are very curious, I do have a Patreon where for as little as $1 a month, you get access to exclusive content, including the patron-only section of my Discord, and starting now, as I'm recording this, patron-only videos that go up every Saturday of the week. So otherwise, I hope y'all have a fantastic night, and I'll catch you on the flip side, alright? Peace. Hey y'all, while my gratitude knows no bounds for every single bit of love and support y'all have shown for me over the years, there are a few people that I legitimately want to take a few minutes to thank for their unending help and support. First of all, obviously Christoph Frey, not just for being a sponsor of the Boogie Night Project, but also for letting me use his music from GABA Transistor in my streams, as well as him kind of coming up with his own little fragment for my new introduction to the Boogie Night Project. And speaking of introductions, the intro as well as my YouTube banner page were done by the amazing Oren. You might know him as Oren VDK, as well as Oren from Couple Cakes. Thank you so much, Oren. I really do appreciate the time you took to put together everything from the banner to the beautifully done introduction that merged perfectly with Christoph's music from GABA Transistor. So big thank you to them. And also, this would not be possible with the help of my extremely amazing patrons, both current and former, such as Lexi Kitty, Silverleaf, Barry Grave, Harkov, Jiray, Larian, and Oren, as well as a few others that have come and gone over the years. Y'all, this would not be possible without your help and your support. I know I have not been able to provide much in the way of giving back in Patreon rewards, but I am in the process of revamping my Patreon as well as the rewards that I can do, so be prepared. I know I joke about it, saying that if you're morbidly fascinating, check it out, but if you do want to give to the Boogie Night Project, that is the easiest way to do so, and I am legitimately setting aside funds to buy more hardware for my computer, as well as making things look more professional. But once again, very big thank y'all to everybody who has supported me from the beginning all the way to the present, as well as those individuals that have gone out of their way to help. So once again, guys, thank you so much for all your constant love and support. My gratitude knows no bounds, and I'll catch you on the flip side, all right? Peace.